Manchester United tracking a left-back for Manchester United this summer transfer window. Exciting for many of you. Sergio Reguilon, the left-back who played for Sevilla this season, had a fantastic season. Of course, he's on loan there from Real Madrid. Manchester Evening News and many other outlets, to be fair, but Manchester Evening News would be the one that I take note of, saying that he is being tracked / monitored by Manchester United. Their head of recruitment and their chief scout monitoring Sergio Reguilon, left back of Real Madrid. So look, you know what? Maybe Manchester United are going to go for this. I've got to be honest with you. I don't feel like we will do this deal. I don't think it's going to be the next deal. But I do agree that I've got to say that I feel that Manchester United in the left back position, I think Luke Shaw is one of the best in the league. I said this morning. I think Brandon Williams looked like he would be cover, but I think it's very obvious that Brandon Williams, and happy birthday to Brandon Williams, he's 20 today, is right-footed, he's not a left-footer, and he's not going to be our left back. So I think that if Luke Shaw gets injured again, there is a big hole there. So it makes sense. It makes sense. And I think the reason Manchester United are tracking this deal is because he is a player that I obviously am not pronouncing his name correctly. Looking at the live comments, pronounce his name properly. I've been trying. I can't. I'm rubbish at names. I'm sorry. It's just something in my head. I've always been rubbish at names. So if you don't appreciate that, you're basically bullying, because I've always had this problem. If you've watched the United stand, I struggle with names. So I'm sorry if I've got it wrong, but I know who I'm talking about. He plays for Sevilla. He's he did play for Sevilla last season. Very, very quick. 23 years of age. Very, very quick. Very good on the ball. And as we saw against Sevilla, and as many of us know with Sevilla, the way Sevilla play football is they leave space. They leave space at the back. They're brave on the ball and they trust their players on the ball, so they allow this space between players. So he's very well versed in that. Very, very good at getting forward. Very, very good on the ball. Very good at running with the ball at speed. What I would say is, though, and look, I don't think he comes in and takes Luke Shaw's spot. I think he comes in and competes with Luke Shaw, because what people I've seen on social media makes me laugh about this the most is that they think he's Andy Robertson. They think that. And actually, he got into some really good positions last season in La Liga to put crosses in. But I think he was something like in the top 6 left backs in the league for getting into positions to put crosses in. But he wasn't in the top 8 for good crosses. His percentage of good crosses was quite, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't way up there. Probably a little bit like Luke Shaw in many ways. So, I mean, he definitely fit. I mean, look, I'd take Jamal Lewis from Norwich, who is probably going to be half the price. The sort of fee that we're talking about for Reguilon, or whatever, however you pronounce it, is that they're talking about £25 million, but they want to insert a buyback clause. As I said, I just don't feel like this is a player that Manchester United will be looking to sign. I don't, but I have to go with the news, and as I said, the news is that United are monitoring the player. Now, as I said about Kingsley Coman, this is a player that a few weeks ago United were in for. I know for a fact we're not getting Kingsley Coman, but it doesn't mean that people can't run a story that we were monitoring Kingsley Coman, because we have scouted him. We have scouted him, and I'm pretty sure that with the Reguilon, we've scouted him as well. So Stephen Alexander B says, mate, this could only help Shaw more. He can rest more and have a competition. Imagine Shaw on the left, the next level, he's special. No, I totally agree with Stephen. Look, I think we need a left back. I think we do need a left back. We desperately need another left footer in that team. Across our whole back four, we've got about 10 to 15 players when you count up all the centre backs, all the full backs. There's only 2 left footers, Marcus Rojo and Luke Shaw. It's not enough. We're ridiculously imbalanced with left footers in the back four, which is why we've seen Luke Shaw playing as a left-sided centre back at times. So we do need a player we do need a left back. Shane Neal, thank you and welcome to the members club. I doubt we would get Jamal Lewis on loan. And Vishal says Reguilon is better than Chilwell. And I've just watched a video saying this of you saying this wasn't going to happen, says Adam G. Well, look, I don't know why you've done the laughing face, because you just expose yourself as a bit thick, really, because what I think and what happens doesn't always run parallel. If this was the Mark Goldbridge channel, I'd call it the Mark Goldbridge channel. It's called the United Stand. So when people that I think have got credible information say things, I'm not going to say, well, I'm not going to do a video on that because I don't think it's going to happen. we spoke about Upamecano at the start of the week. All you lot were telling me it's going to happen. I said, no, I don't think it's going to happen. Wow, look, Mark Ogden says it's going to happen. The Times say it's going to happen. I said, no, I don't think it's going to happen. What happened the next day? Falk, Romano, James Cooper, it's not going to happen. With Reguilon, a lot of you have been talking about him for a long time. He's a very good player. I would welcome him at Manchester United. I think he's a bit out of our price range at 25 million quid, and I don't think Manchester United will want to buy a player with a buyback clause. We don't do that. You know, that's why we didn't want Haaland, so apparently. So we won't be doing that. So I don't think we're getting him. In fact, I'm quite happy to say we won't get Reguilon. We won't get him. I will say that right now. I don't think we're going to get him at all. And I'll stand by what I said this morning. But for those people who do think we're going to get him and want to get him, there's a story there for you to cling on to. And that is that he's the head of recruitment of Manchester United, the chief scout. They're monitoring the situation, and there may well be an opportunity because Real Madrid have got Marcelo still. They've still got Mendy there. So, he's going to have to... Maybe he's going to look at another loan move in La Liga. I mean, Real Madrid are not bothered about loaning players out, so he may well get loaned out again. Still only 23, still got a lot of developments in him. I just don't think United will do it. It's not what I've been hearing. As I said, I'm expecting United to make a move at this weekend. I don't think it's going to be for Reguilon. I don't. But look, it is out there. It is the big story this lunchtime, and it would be wrong and dismissive to not talk about it. Is Reguilon similar to Digne, Marks? Is Martial FC? I don't... I mean, there are similarities. They both play at left back. They're both left-footed. I don't know. I mean, I'd be over-analysing Digne's game to say that. I mean, if anybody's watched Digne more than 10 times, then I would listen to them because I haven't seen Digne play more than 10 times last season. But I think I don't think there's a massive amount of difference between Reguilon and Luke Shaw, really. I mean, they're different. They've got different. They're different heights, but I think they're both very energetic. I'd say Reguilon's probably better on the ball, but I don't think Luke Shaw's bad on the ball, and I think they're both quite similar in their ability to put a cross into the box. Of course, it's always very difficult because one's playing in La Liga and one's playing in the Premier League, and I think they're very demanding positions if you're a fullback. But look, I would welcome him at the club because I think a left-footed backup or a left-footed competition for Luke Shaw would be very interesting. But we'll see. Also, let's have a look what people are saying. Welcome to Henny, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Hi Mark, love the streams. Please can you call my friend Kieran a Pratt? That's from Adam Unwin. And Mark, is Ollie planning to play Shaw as left centre-back? He's decent in the air, good on the ball, and have decent pace, and going for Upamecano or Badiashile next summer. Well, I mean, I think that's a very, very intelligent point there from Adil, that maybe Manchester United may look at Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back and buy a left back. We'll have to see, because that's quite an intelligent... I mean, I've heard some silly things today, which I'll talk about in a minute, but that's quite an intelligent way of looking at it. You could play Luke Shaw left-sided centre-back and buy a left-back. So, I don't think that will happen, but it does have logic to it. Whether it's this player or another, it's good to see United monitoring players in the positions we really lack in. Positive signs, says Stephen Alexander B. And I'll tell you what's also positive, Stephen, is that we're looking outside of England. We're looking outside of the Premier League. I mean, we could have been after Chilwell for 50 million, massively overpriced. But instead, we're looking for somebody at half the price, who's a Real Madrid player on loan at Sevilla. And look, again, this is what we've done with Van der Beek by not getting Grealish and Maddison. This is what we've done. This is what we could do again. Instead of getting Chilwell, you get Reguilon, who is half the price of Chilwell and is better. So, it's like Tagliafico. If he goes to Leicester for half the price that they've just sold Chilwell, Leicester have got the better deal. Because there's overpriced British talent. So, it could work. If Reguilon is as good as Targay, he'll be a class player, Mark, says Kendall. Imagine if we bought Targay. The joke is an in-joke. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. So, yes, there is this story coming out today that Manchester United are monitoring the situation with Sergio Reguilon of Real Madrid. He was on loan against Sevilla. Good footballer. Technically very, very good. Very, very quick. Good at getting forward and back, left-footed. He's good. He's a good player, and look, I would welcome a left-back at Manchester United with a left foot, and I think we all would. So let's see what happens with that. Personally, I don't think anything's going to happen with it. I think what's happening at the moment is, and I said it this morning, is that Van der Beek happened so quick and was such a great deal. I think many of us are now thinking every player we get linked to, we're just going to sign. But remember, 99% of the players we get linked to, we're not in for. So, we've got to be careful about that. Interestingly, the Manchester Evening News also said that United have laughed off the talk that they were in for Tonali, from the Brescia president, saying that we were in for Tonali. United have laughed it off, which I thought was a bit of a weird thing to put out there, because, as I said this morning, if we were in for Tonali and we didn't get him, I would applaud the club. So I don't know why we need to laugh it off as if, oh, we weren't in for him anyway. That's exactly the sort of scouting and player you should be in for. And I would be impressed if you were in for him and you didn't get him. So to laugh it off and put it out publicly that you've laughed it off, who are you in for then? Declan Rice at double the price? You know, I just think, you know, sometimes just let it lie. I think a lot of United fans were impressed that we may have been in for Tonali, because no one expected us to get him. Everyone expected him to stay in Italy, and at least we tried. But, you know, if we weren't in for it and we're now laughing it off, I mean, why do we need to come out and say that we weren't in for a player that actually, you know, just keep your mouth shut. Let us live the dream. Thoughts on Glazers selling United to the 6th richest person in the world, says Fardine. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And Van der Beek's come out as well, and he's spoken openly about the Real Madrid deal and said that, yeah, it looked like I was going to Real Madrid. Then things happened and it didn't happen, and I thought I'd missed my opportunity, but Manchester United came in and I'm so happy. So I love what Van der Beek is saying. I love what Ajax have said. I love this deal. I think he's the right sort of player, and I think it's great to hear that Real Madrid nearly bought him, because it's just vindication again of the talent that we've got hold of here. I think some people are going to be very surprised about how good Van der Beek actually is. Van der Beek, sorry, actually is. And I think that Real Madrid were definitely wanting to buy that player. And I think coronavirus hit and they were unable to do the things that they wanted to do. So I think he's really good. There is a story as well, an irritant to me, maybe not to you. There is a story coming out today. And I'm not even going to mention the person because, to be honest with you, I don't think they're credible. And I don't know why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would tell them this. It's just odd. It's an odd story. I think it's just a click story. It's a story to get people excited. As if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to ring a journalist up and say, I'm planning on playing Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno all in the same team. I mean, it's one of those ones where people start talking about it and it's very clever because it generates conversation. But why would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the start of September ring up a journalist that's not one of the best journalists out there? Why, in fact, let's not be elitist. Why would he ring any journalist up and go, hey, Simon Stoney, Peachy, it's Ollie. I'm gonna play Donny, Pogba and Bruno-y. You know, he's just not going to do it. It's not going to do that. But it's led to a lot of people talking about it on social media. I mean, for me, I just think, you know, the only way you're going to really play those three is by leaving us weak in the CDM position or playing a diamond formation, which is not Ollie. And that would mean two players up front when we're going to sign Sancho. The reality is, I'll be very, very surprised if we don't play a 4-1-1-1-3. You know, what we've been playing, or a 4-2-3, however you want to say it. But basically, one holding midfielder, one box-to-box, one more advanced, a wide left, a wide right, and a striker, which is Martial. That's how we will play. Now, if I'm absolutely blunt, Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, one of them's going to sit on the bench. And I'm happy with this. Because that's what we want. That's what I wanted at the end of the season. I mean, you know, what is it we're trying to do here? Play Van der Beek, Bruno, and Pogba all in the same team. So that when it's 1-1 against Liverpool and one of them gets knackered, who comes on? Old Hair Gel Pereira. You know, it's like, that's not what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build a situation where we're 1-1 against Liverpool. You know, Van der Beek comes off and Pogba comes on, or whatever. You know, however you want to do it. That's what we're trying to build. We're trying to build a squad. We're trying to build a bench of really good players. And I just think there's a mindset that some people don't and are unable to surmount, and that is this: that you can have a team, but it's not always your best 11. And I'm old enough to remember this. If Van der Beek's on the bench for the first game against Crystal Palace, that doesn't mean he's on the bench for the rest of the season. The very next game, Pogba might be sent off. Pogba might get injured. Bruno might play terrible. You know, and Van der Beek might start the very, very next game. So it's about having quality. It's about not having to bring Andreas Pereira on. That's what, and I know that sounds really harsh, but that, you know, do Liverpool go to the bench and go, come on, Andreas? No, they don't. Man City don't either. You know, Man City, for a lot of last season, had Riyad Mahrez on the bench, Bernardo Silva on the bench, David Silva on the bench. I don't see Man City fans saying, how do we get them all into the same team? Let's drop Kyle Walker and play Riyad Mahrez as an attacking right back, and David Silva can be a sweeper, sort of holding CDM. You know, it's like you don't do this. You don't need to do this. You don't need to worry about this. This is Ollie's job. And I'm telling you now, Van der Beek will be more than happy to come into that. He's even said it himself. I've got to start from the bottom again. And he will do it. He will absolutely do it. And I'm very, very excited about what he's going to do. Smalling looks like he's going. Looks like we'll get about £15 million for him, which is good. United stand 1 million before the league start. Let's go. So I'll tell you what, I think we've got to go some for that. But please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Thiago news. I mean, it's very quiet on Thiago at the moment. I would expect there to be... So, I mean, I spoke about it this morning, so I don't really need to go into it in any more depth. I would expect there to be more news on that. It looks like Messi's going to stay at Barcelona, by the way. What a surprise. What a surprise. But there is talk that he's going to announce it in the next few hours. Thiago, I mean, look, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with him and Thiago. Obviously, we've got internationals coming up this weekend as well. But look, let's wait and see what happens with Reguilon. I think we do need competition in the left-back situation, and I think we all agree with that. I think it's an interesting story that's coming out. I personally don't think it's going to lead to anything, but you know, if you want it to, they certainly realise. They certainly realise. What's the weekend news, says Daniel G. Mate, if you think I'm stupid enough to start telling you what I think is going to happen this weekend, then I'm not. All I want to say at this point is expect some big news around Manchester United over the weekend. Not Sancho. I think Sancho's going to be the week after. But, yeah, expecting United to make a move this weekend. And I don't think it's going to be Reguilon. But you know what? Maybe things are going to change from what I'm hearing. But, yeah, Manchester United to do something again this weekend, or the back end of this week, or maybe the start of next week. But certainly I think that the back end of this week we'll be getting some exciting quick news again, because United need to do it. Anyway, look, we'll be back again at 8 o'clock, and we'll be back live if there's anything else. But just a quick update. I wanted to really jump on this Sergio Reguilon story, because I know I've said that I don't think anything's happening with it, but it's not just about what I think, it's about what's going on, and I think it's a valuable story. Manchester Evening News saying that United's head of recruitment, chief scout, is monitoring the situation, and you know, let's see where that goes. It may go nowhere, it may go somewhere. Dortmund and United agreed to stall the Sancho deal as per Dortmund CAO comments. Defo happening. It was always about timing and financing, says Busting Up. Exactly. I totally agree with you on that one. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will speak to you soon and later.